There's no better goal to strive for than achieving your genetic potential. When you think about it, it's the best way to honor your body and your life by making the absolute most out of the gifts that you've been granted. Now, ever since celebrating my 48th birthday last week, I've been thinking a lot about my genetic potential and really realizing that I just continue to get better and better and better with age, and I find myself getting crazy excited about what my body is capable of achieving in the years and decades to come. Now, as bodybuilders, we tend to think of genetic potential in terms of genetic muscular potential and our genetic strength potential, but there's so much more to it. Now, when it comes to genetic muscular potential, at 48 years young and 35 years of lifting experience under my belt, I'm either at or damn close to my genetic muscular potential. But I find that I continue to look better and better. And I find that a lot with experienced lifters. It really comes down to not necessarily packing on mass, but just improving upon our muscle maturity, that muscle density. So kind of build that rock solid look, kind of refining our physique and really carving out the details. And there's something about the aging physique, like the more experience we have lifting, I'm finding that I'm getting more and more vascular. And the guys that I see at it, they're in their 50s and 60s who have been at it even longer than I have, they tend to have a lot of vascularity. Even though they're not getting any leaner, their veins just continue to pop more and more and more. I'm not necessarily sure what that's all about, but I do find it fascinating there. And the thing is, like, even if I'm at my genetic muscular potential, I'm kind of going at this with the mindset that I still got more in me. I can still potentially gain a little bit more muscle if I continue to challenge my body in different ways. And I'm having a lot of fun with the process. And because I am so experienced with lifting and so many years of lifting experience under my belt here, gains are coming at an excruciating, like painfully slow pace there. So it's very difficult to measure. So I really don't know if I'm at or very close to my genetic muscular potential. All I can do is just continue to challenge myself, continue to put forth the effort. And if I am at my genetic muscular potential, just celebrate that, like just maintaining my muscle mass. If I'm challenging my body in a way that I can't grow anymore, but it's going to allow me to hold on to this muscle mass, it's one of our most valuable assets as we're aging. So it's going to serve me incredibly well in the decades to come. But again, like I said, I'm with this mindset that I can continue to build upon my physique here, add ounces of muscle here and there over the years to come here. So it may be a slow and steady process, but I'm gonna try everything I can to squeeze every ounce out of it. When it comes to my genetic strength potential, once again, I'm pretty much damn there. At that point, very rarely am I ever able to bump up the weight no matter how hard I am pushing there. I'm actually kind of gone lighter in weight recently in the past 4 months, ever since I slowed down the eccentric portion of the movement there, where I'm lowering the weight with controlled form. I always was controlled with a nice 2-second negative, but I've slowed it down to 3 to 4 seconds. So I had to go a little bit lighter to do that. But does that mean I'm actually weaker because I'm lifting less? I actually find that I'm getting stronger in that eccentric portion of the movement. So although I've reduced the weight, I'm going to try to increase it a little bit as I've slowed down that tempo there. I really find more of the tension on the target muscle. It's easier on my joints. So again, it's all about kind of working with my aging body. I'm trying to achieve my genetic muscular potential and my genetic strength potential, but modifying things in a way that are working with my aging body. I think even that change of slowing down the eccentric portion of the movement may be one of those catalysts that sparks that little bit of extra gain, because it's a different kind of challenge that my body hasn't been used to. It's not used to taking advantage of the strength that I have in that eccentric portion of the movement. So we'll see how that goes. But like I said, like as bodybuilders, that seems to be our narrow point of view when it comes to our genetic potential, is our muscular and our strength potential there. But I find, since I embarked on this journey of yoga during this past year, it's like actually 1 year ago from today, that I participated in a first hot yoga class there and was exposed to a lot of the students and the teachers doing these athletic calisthenic movements where they're doing handstands and crows and side crows and peacocks and all these crazy functional movements. I'm like, my body was incapable of doing it back then, but now I'm just nailed 30-second handstands from my birthday. That was one of my goals there. Next, I want to be able to drop from a crow to a headstand, which I can do, but then move from that headstand to a handstand. And then my goal of doing handstand push-ups. I didn't think my body was going to be capable of that. It wasn't a goal of mine. So again, like, I find my views on my genetic potential are changing with the different things that I am finding fascinating. That's always been, like, I've been weightlifting since the age of 13, went into human kinetics, kinesiology, studied movement science, biomechanics, physiology, all that stuff, because I had a fascination with the human body. And right now I find I've never been more fascinated, like here at 48 years young, learning to do these handstands and all these different balancing practices to see how I can challenge my body in different ways, and knowing that that functional strength is going to again serve me in the decades to come. Is there going to be a point where I'm not going to feel so comfortable doing handstands? Maybe. And again, I will adapt with my body. Just, I'm not going to be able to challenge it the same way I do right now, but it's going to be a different kind of challenge that's going to serve me in that moment. So if I reach my genetic potential and some of that functionality in some aspects, I just modify things so I can continue to find ways to challenge my body and keep me in this game for the long term. I was actually at a party 2 weeks ago with the yoga community there. There's a couple of the young bros there that decided to challenge each other to a sprint. And I'm like, I'm in. And in that moment, being a sprinter back in the day, in my mind, I thought I was going to blow those guys away. Totally thought there's just not even a chance they're going to beat me. And it was a humbling experience. They beat me. Put things into perspective. I should have known better. I think it was because, like, last year when I went to the track with my daughter, I wanted to work sprints back into my overall active lifestyle. It's a great activity, a great challenge. And my daughter is like super speedy, fast, like really freaking fast, but she was a couple years out of it. I was several years out of sprinting, and after a few sprint practices there, I was getting pretty damn good and actually beating her to the finish line on some attempts there. But even then, with my best times, they were still like 3 to 4 seconds slower than what I was sprinting in high school. So I should have known I'm not that same guy that it was back then, mainly because I'm out of practice. You don't use it, you'll lose it. These guys are a little bit more in practice than I was, and not as many years removed from those sprinting experiences, so they had an advantage on me. Now, when it comes to hockey, I still am lightning freaking fast on the ice, but it's because I haven't stopped hockey. I am continually pushing myself. I love being like the fastest guy on the ice. I love blowing by people. It's my thing. It's my jam, and I love having the endurance in there. So again, could I have possibly already achieved my genetic sprinting potential? Possibly, but again, what if I am able to make that a consistent practice? Now, the reason I stopped the last spring was because I went and did some hill sprints without doing a proper warm-up. Should have known my lesson. I was in a rush. I just wanted to do a quick little video out there. So no warm-up, just as soon as I launched myself up the hill the first attempt, I pulled my hamstring there and took a little while to recover from that. So now I got to be smarter with this approach. If I'm working sprinting back in to see, like, what am I capable of achieving right now? Maybe I'm going to want to try to participate in an adult track league and see how I can perform there. Again, it's a way to challenge my body in a different way. When it comes to cardiovascular conditioning, where is my genetic potential when it comes to maybe running a 5K or a 10K? I'm really not that. 5K is kind of, maybe 6 would be my limit there, but what can I do? How can I, if I continue making that a practice, how can I continue to improve upon it? Now, when you're trying to achieve your genetic potential with a lot of different things, some of them are going to be a little bit conflicting. And of course, we have a limited amount of time. So you got to be picky and choosy. I'm not going to be able to be the strongest guy, the most muscular guy, the fastest guy, and running the best endurance thing. But for myself personally, trying to incorporate a variety of these things, the calisthenics and all of that, and just giving the best of myself to each and every one of them. When it comes to like my flexibility, my mobility, which has drastically improved this past year since beginning yoga, is my body capable of getting into the splits, whether it's side splits or front splits? There's a good possibility I can do that with practice. So again, trying to find time. For me, the stretching is a part of my wind down routine in the evening. Now I need to take it a little bit more seriously and try to push my limits when it comes to the flexibility there. So really working within that, really not knowing where my true potential is at, but continue striving for it. I don't think we're ever going to know where our genetic potential is in all of these different aspects, all we can do is just continue giving our best effort, just making the most out of the gifts that we've been granted. So thinking beyond just your genetic muscular potential and beyond your genetic strength potential, but really looking at how your body can perform outside of those aspects. And the more you give of yourself to that variety of things that can improve upon your genetic potential, the better it's going to serve you in the years to come. Like, I really want to be living my life to the fullest. Like, I look at my dad. He was just over here yesterday with me on the paddleboard. He's been coming out. He noticed that he's got arthritis in his knees. His balance was not so good, which was really surprising to him. So I thought a great way for him to improve upon his balance was to get out on the paddleboard. Now, before the season 2 years ago, I ended up for Christmas as a gift getting him one of those balance boards there so he can practice before he got out on the paddleboard. But it's been super helpful for him. And it's really been good for his confidence because when he first got on it a couple years ago, he fell off a few times. And even this year, his first time on there, he felt a little unstable, but he didn't give in to that fear. He knew the benefits of improving upon his balance and his stability at 71 years young. It's going to serve him incredibly well in the years to come. Like balance, strength, and muscle, I guess mobility and flexibility, these are key things as we're aging. So thinking of these things in regards to not only achieving your genetic potential, but continuing to put forth that effort so you can live the best quality of life. I look at my dad living his life to the fullest. They're gonna be going out to the Galapagos Islands next year, and he wants to make the most out of that adventure, whether it comes to the snorkeling or the hiking, all that stuff. He wants to see it all. There's so much like life. Like we have this time on this planet, but it's like, what are we experiencing it to the fullest? And if you aren't taking care of your body, if you're not striving for your genetic potential, you're leaving adventure on the table. You're not going to be able to experience those outings to the fullest. I always reflect back on one of my former clients, Bill Wilson, who trained with me from the age of 80, no weight training or anything up until that point, from 80 to 95, and working out right until the last days of his life there. And how in his 90s, going to Japan and hiking up the steps, all those hundreds of steps to the temples, to being able to experience those adventures to the fullest, whereas a lot of even younger people who weren't taking care of their health, who weren't striving for the genetic potential, weren't able to see what he was able to see himself. So that is my message for today. Again, especially for the young bros out there, strive for your genetic muscular potential, strive for your genetic strength potential, but also look at these other aspects, the functionality, knowing that it's going to serve you best over the long term. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please do me a huge favor and smash that thumbs up button. It'd really mean a lot to me. If you want to see more videos like this, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that alert button so you're notified each time I upload a video. If you know a fellow bro who would benefit from watching today's video, please do me a favor and share it with them. But more than anything, I'd love to hear from you down in the comment section below. Share your thoughts, share your insights, share your feedback and your own personal experiences. Let me know what you're doing to strive for your genetic potential. Before you go, don't forget to download your free guide, Lose Fat, Get Jacked. Have yourself an amazing day. I'll catch you in the next video.